Hello, everyone. Welcome you all to our new episode of this podcast series. Today, we have with us Advocate Juhi Arora, ma'am. She is Central Government Counsel at the Supreme Court of India and has expertise in matrimonial laws. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming to our show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Ma'am, my first question to you is how does our Indian society see matrimonial lawyers and are people scared of them?
Of course, you cannot say yes, people are scared of us. But of course, when we go and have family gatherings so they at times tease us, ki, no, we have somebody who can help us and who can be just one call away if you'll be giving us tough times in the home. So it is not like that. People are not scared, but of course, when you are living in a society where you have somebody like us with them, being a doctor professional or a lawyer being a professional or a CA being a professional, it gives you very much ease. Because अगर आज की डेट में if we are suffering from something, कुछ भी problem है तो we are just one call away, चाहे वो डॉक्टर हो, प्रोफेशनल लॉयर हो. तो it is just like that. Nothing we can say that people are scared. हमारे सींग नहीं है.
Ma'am, what are the top three reasons for divorce in India?
See, there are many reasons, I believe. It's not only top three reasons, but still, if you want me to scale it at the one, two, three level, I would say the first reason, that is the prime reason, is that people do not have patience. And the newcomers, one new generation getting married, they do not have the patience in them that if you are giving time, if you're giving your life to somebody, then you have to be very patient, because it takes time to adjust in somebody's house. Or even otherwise also, even men are also adjusting. It's not the only way around that in today's scenario we can say that only girls are adjusting. Even the men are also adjusting. So patience are not there anymore. Then secondly, there were the times where there have been no intervention of the parents, especially from the girls' side. Now I believe there are pampered child. There are now families who have only single daughters or maybe two children maximum. The technology is so fast that if you are suffering from any little difficulty or little dispute, even not a dispute, some little discussion, I would say, that is immediately transmitted बिकॉज ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी, व्हाट्सएप रिकॉर्डिंग्स. इस वजह से लोग एक दूसरे को टाइम नहीं देते हैं. इस वजह से लोग एक दूसरे की बात बाहर ले जाते हैं. एंड द थर्ड पर्सन कम इन टू द पिक्चर दैट शुड नॉट कम इन. If third personality comes in, whosoever maybe if your friend, maybe your mother, father, whosoever, maybe sister, so that actually uh, triggers the problem. And I believe जो दो लोगों के बीच में रह के सॉल्व हो सकती थी, वो अब एक चर्चा का विषय बन जाती है.
And
तो
then
ये कुछ
people keep
प्रॉब्लम्स,
adding mirch
करेक्ट.
masala in
एंड
that.
देन इट गोज एंड गोज, एंड एट टाइम्स हाफ ऑफ द लड़ाई जो हम कोर्टों में करते हैं उनके कोई रीजन ही नहीं है. देर आर केसेस विद मी जहां मुझे लगता है कोई रीजन है ही नहीं, लड़ क्यों रहे हैं, बट बिकॉज ऑफ ईगो प्रॉब्लम, ईगो क्लैशेस, मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग्स. सो दैट इज द मोस्ट now rooting these problems and growing rather than violence and all. वो तो एक है, वो एक अलग सेगमेंट है. बट हाँ, मेजर केसेस जो विदाउट वायलेंस हैं या विदाउट मेंटल टॉर्चर है, वो ये है बिकॉज ऑफ ईगो क्लैशेस, बिकॉज ऑफ uncomfortableness with each other without giving any time and patience, and jumping into a decision, or jumping into asking the third person to jump into a fight and then creating a big. So that are the more reasons, I believe.
And ma'am, these days people on social media are talking about and they are writing about prenuptial or premarital agreements. So, ma'am, what are the laws with respect to this in India?
See, prenuptial agreement are not valid in India. They are not enforceable in India. India does not have any sanctity to all these kinds of agreement, because in our country, still today, we believe that marriage is an institution. Marriage is a ceremony that happens between two families. We cannot have a contract marriage. It's not a in India, we do not admire and we do not right now accept this as a law, I believe. And as far as the moral or the social acceptance to this particular agreement is, that it depends upon person to person. That maybe some families sitting down and taking this as a first step before their marriage, but it will not have any identity as in the eyes of law. It will not stand in the eyes of law. It will not be maintainable. But for their own benefit, comfort, they might go and do this. But ultimately, if it does not stand in the eyes of law, can be revoked anytime.
Right.
So it is nothing, just a piece of paper, just satisfying both the parties that okay, we have got that something in writing, but it will not stand in the eyes of law.
Ma'am, what are the kinds of divorce in India?
See, there are two ways to get divorced, especially in Hindu Marriage Act and other. I'm not talking about the Muslim law here, but so one is the mutual divorce, that you can go and seek a mutual consent divorce from party where both the parties are mutually agreeing to get a separation. So in that case, you need to go and file for first motion and then the second motion. There are two motions. Earlier, the second motion and first motion has to be in a difference of 6 months, but now because of the judgment of the Supreme Court, in some of the cases, if they have particular grounds with respect to that judgment, the 6 months period can be waived off. The other way is the contested divorce. There are some grounds mentioned in 13(1)(a) of Hindu Marriage Act, which says that in any of the ground you can go for a contested divorce. It can be adultery, it can be cruelty, it can be desertion. So there are so many other grounds. So you can go and get your contested divorce.
Ma'am, how much time does it take in contested divorce as compared to mutual divorce?
See, of course, cannot deny the fact that we are in an era where we have a lot of pendency in the courts, and since now, due to the upcoming technology, we see, and the local commissioner to be appointed for evidences, recording of evidences, we have tried to cope up that pendency to get the matters disposed of very early. But still, I would believe that it is at least 3 years. It takes minimum 3 years to get a result in divorce. Minimum, I would say, even today.
And ma'am, would you like to add ये delay और इतना क्यों हो रहा है?
डिले का रीजन ये है कि नाउ कोर्ट्स बिलीव दैट there are some procedures which have been added with divorce, like mediation proceedings have been added now. पहले नहीं होता था, अभी क्या है, mediation proceedings डाल दी गई हैं. This is there's a Supreme Court guidelines and High Court guidelines to all the family courts, district court, that you have to ask the parties to go in the family court mediation and counseling. So at times it comes with a blessing in disguise. Trust me, people believe that mediation से तो हमारा time waste हो रहा है और हमें बहुत लंबा जाना पड़ रहा है. But once you will not get a platform to sit and talk about it, how will you resolve your dispute? And trust me, this mediation has created wonders. And there are people who have been fighting for 3 years and then they get the matter settled in just 2 sittings. Just maybe a week आप बैठते हैं और आपका सेटल हो जाता है, बिकॉज दे वर नॉट गेटिंग अ प्लेटफॉर्म. दोनों पार्टी चाहती है, पर कौन किसको पहले वो करे, कौन किसको पहले अप्रोच करे. जो अप्रोच करेगा उसको लगेगा मैं थोड़ा ईगो, यू नो ना, दिस इज ट्रस्ट
Right.
इश्यूज, ईगो
Right, ma'am.
इश्यूज, देयर सो मेनी थिंग्स. सो मीडिएशन इज, आई बिलीव, हैज क्रिएटेड वंडर्स एंड इट विल. और अब तो मीडिएशन एक्ट आ चुका है, तो
And ma'am, you are also a certified mediator.
Yeah, I being a certified mediator, I always try to get the matter resolved between the parties at certain stages, because हर केस की, हर फैक्ट्स की स्टेज होती है. हर जरूरी नहीं अगर आपका इस स्टेज पे मीडिएशन फेल हुआ है तो आप नेक्स्ट स्टेज पे आपका मीडिएशन सिमिलर पार्टीज के साथ नहीं हो सकता. सो देयर आर डिफरेंट स्टेजेस. So you should keep trying and also make them explore the possibility of mediation. Even if they do not get settled, it hardly matters. But at least give them platform at least. And I believe 80% matters do get settled. And by the gods of blessing of the God, myself, I have a success rate of 80% into settlement.
Wow, ma'am.
I turn the matters into mediation settlement rather than asking them or making them to struggle in the courts and making them litigation fatigue. But I try my best. However, at times party do not agree also. But then I believe अगर आप try कर रहे हो तो कहीं ना कहीं उनको समझ आता है, because you are the only spokesperson for them. You are the only person they believe you. So you have to give them a right guidance. At times they वो अपने लिए सही नहीं सोच पाते. So this is how we work with them.
मैम, इंडिया में कोर्ट्स एलिमनी कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं? अभी रिसेंटली एक वीडियो भी वायरल हुई थी कोर्ट की, जिसमें एक लेडी ने 6 लाख पर एनम मांगा था अपने हस्बैंड से, एंड
कोर्ट
कोर्ट
ने
ने
कहा था
उसको
आप खुद कमाओ.
हाँ, कोर्ट ने उनको डांट लगा दी थी। तो कैसे कोर्ट डिसाइड करती है एलिमनी?
See, 6 lakh monthly maintenance mangla, that is a maintenance, and alimony is something which you asking for a one time, that आप
राइट।
इतना alimony मांग रहे हो इन एवज में कि मेरी इतने टाइम शादी चली है. तो देखिए, alimony comes when you are seeking divorce and maintenance come when you are asking for monthly गुजारा भत्ता, जिसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं, जिसमें कि अभी 125 के ऊपर जो भी 125 सीआरपीसी पे एक अच्छा जजमेंट आया है, तो ये कहता है कि डिवोर्स वुमेन कैन ऑल्सो सीक मेंटेनेंस फ्रॉम दी हस्बैंड. सो और रही बात एलिमनी कैसे सीख करते हैं, तो कोर्ट डिसाइड द एलिमनी एज फार एज द मेंटेनेंस ओनली विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द स्टेटस ऑफ लिविंग ऑफ द पार्टीज. There is a proper procedure for that, that you will need to file an income affidavit. Is assets and liabilities का एक affidavit है, there is a format to it. You have to file that in the court. Every party needs to file. It's a compulsory. Once you're going through a matrimonial dispute, if you are not feeling to file a that particular affidavit, but court will ask you, court will definitely ask you to file that, because court will only be able to assess your income only once they will get a full reason that what, because generally आप देखो बिजनेस क्लास फैमिलीज में देयर इज अ हाई इनकम हाई करी जाती है, आईटीआर उतनी नहीं भरी जाती, देयर आर द कैश फ्लोज भी होते हैं. तो कोर्ट टोटल स्टेटस ऑफ पार्टीज पे भी बिलीव रखता है कि किस तरह का आपका स्टेटस है, कौन सी कार आप ड्राइव करते हो, आपके घर में कितने नौकर हैं, आप किस तरह की आप क्या पहनते हो, कहाँ घूमते हो, एवरीथिंग मैनेज, छोटी छोटी चीज़ें ध्यान में रखते हुए कोर्ट एक मेंटेनेंस डिसाइड करता है. तो एक आपकी एसेट्स और लाइबिलिटीज क्या हैं उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए कोर्ट आपको एलिमनी भी डिसाइड करता है और आपकी मेंटेनेंस भी डिसाइड करता है.
मैम बहुत सारे केसेस में ऐसा भी होता है जब कोर्ट अकाउंट स्टेटमेंट मांगती है, एंड आज के टाइम में तो सबके बहुत सारे अकाउंट्स हैं, तो हो सकता है कि वो किसी पर्टिकुलर अकाउंट को हाइड कर दें, उसकी इंफॉर्मेशन ना दें। तो ऐसे केसेस में क्या हो सकता है?
देखिए, ऐसे केसेस में ये कि अगर आपने पर्टिकुलरली एक अकाउंट की स्टेटमेंट दी और आपके बाकी दो हैं, टिल द टाइम यू विल नॉट पुट द अदर पार्टी विल नॉट पुट द ट्रुथ बिफोर द कोर्ट विल नॉट टेक अ सो मोटो कॉग्निजेंस. कोर्ट तभी उस पर कॉग्निजेंस लेगा जब दूसरी पार्टी उस चीज को प्रूफ करेगा कोर्ट में, बिकॉज नाउ प्रूफ बर्डन ऑफ प्रूफ इज ऑन द अदर पार्टी दैट ही हैज maintained other accounts as well as apart from this. So in case if you have something from a PAN card or some measures to get something out of that particular person's history कि इसके और भी accounts हैं और आप बोलते हैं, and then it comes to the court's notice that he has deliberately lied on the face of it, then obviously then it is a contempt of court. Also it is a perjury. So now he has committed the offense of perjury, so you can immediately file an application to take cognizance on particular crime against him.
Ma'am, how are property issues challenged, and what are the ways people can save their properties, their assets?
See, it is vice versa. I believe now women are also working, so they also want to get saved their properties if they are separating. Since today we do not have any marital property act to this effect, that any property we have purchased after marriage will have to be distributed 50-50, nothing like that as of now. Any property which is being purchased by the husband in the name of the wife or wife in the name of the husband, it has to be likewise जिसके नाम है वो उसी की है. और रही बात प्रॉपर्टी कि आपको प्रॉपर्टी में हिस्सा मिलना ही चाहिए, ऐसा कोई एक्ट नहीं है. It unfortunately we are not at this stage we can say that we women has that 50% right or 30% right in particulars in somebody's property. We cannot say that. It is that in the sense of alimony in the form of maintenance you can claim, but getting a direct right over that property, so it is not as of now. And as far as the property distribution is concerned, if the husband is having a property, then obviously you can ask for a residence there, you can ask for a maintenance also, because he has a property, he could have, you can ask for alimony in that case, but it is not that you can ask and go in and ask the judge to ask him to transfer the property 50% to the woman. That's not the case.
मैम,
right
एक
now.
बहुत कॉमन टैक्टिक्स जो लोग यूज करते थे पहले, कि पेपर में ऐड निकाल दिया कि मेरे पापा ने मुझे डिसोन कर दिया है, तो उसके बारे में आप कुछ बताना चाहेंगे?
See, what we feel that we are in this era where judges are very much sensitized and they are very much know what is actually the ground reality. Though they have something on the paper which says that the husband is not owning that particular property as a being a disowned son, but they know the ground reality is something that 2 महीने पहले तक तो सन उन्हीं के साथ रहता था, आज जब कोर्ट में केस आया तो वो डिसोन हो गया. तो उन सब चीज़ों का इट हार्डली मैटर्स अ लॉट, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली इफ ही इज वर्किंग समबडी समवेयर तो उसकी सैलरी से देखा जाएगा. इफ ही इज अ बिजनेस क्लास तो उसके एसेट्स से देखा जाएगा. एंड इफ ही इज डूइंग नथिंग, सेइंग आई एम डूइंग नथिंग, देन तो वो एक मिनिमम वेजेस लेबर की जो एक वो है, जो गवर्नमेंट ने बोला हुआ है कि मिनिमम वेजेस लेबर की इतनी तनख्वाह होनी चाहिए बिकॉज इज अ एबल्ड बॉडी मैन, तो वो कोर्ट उस हिसाब से उसको मेंटेनेंस बांध देगी लड़की को. तो आप किसी भी तरीके से यू कैन नॉट हाइड or you can run away from your liabilities. If you are a legally wedded husband, legally wedded wife, so she has a liability to get maintained. Of course there are certain cases where girls do not get maintenance because the facts are different. Maybe the income of the girl is much more than the husband, maybe her education is much more. So there is fact to fact, it depends upon facts of the cases also, but we cannot say directly that she should not be maintained or she should be maintained. It totally depends upon the facts.
Ma'am, as per the laws, both the husband and the wife, they can seek maintenance from each other. What are the circumstances in which husband can seek maintenance from the wife?
Yeah, husband can seek maintenance only in the condition where husband is not a able-bodied man. Like he is, excuse me, he is suffering from some maybe disease, or he is not able to handicap, something like that, which is a serious in nature, which have a contingent effect to the saying that I cannot earn for myself and I need a maintenance from a wife. And in that case, the other side, wife should be working also. नॉट लाइक कि वाइफ हाउस वाइफ है और हस्बैंड फिजिकली एबल्ड नहीं है या हैंडीकैप है तो वो मांगेगा, तो भी कोर्ट नहीं दे सकती. जो खुद ही नहीं कमा रहा उसके लिए क्या देगा. बट अगर वाइफ कमा रही है और हस्बैंड हैंडीकैप है या ही इज नॉट केपेबल ऑफ अर्निंग फॉर देम, नॉट लाइक नॉर्मल मैन सेइंग एंड आई विल नॉट अर्न और आई हैव नो जॉब कैन गेट अ मेंटेनेंस, इट विल नॉट बी द केस.
मैम, एक डिवोर्स प्रोसीडिंग में ऐसी कौन सी मिस्टेक्स है जो दोनों पार्टी कर देती हैं जिसकी वजह से उनको काफ़ी नुकसान हो जाता है अपने पार्ट पे? जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल कोई अगर हस्बैंड है तो उसने क्या मिस्टेक कर दी जिसकी वजह से उसको ज़्यादा मेंटेनेंस देना पड़ सकता है, या वाइफ है उसने ऐसी क्या मिस्टेक कर दी जिसकी वजह से उसका हो सकता है कि मेंटेनेंस कम हो जाए. तो इसके बारे में आप कुछ शेयर
See,
करें.
I believe that any party, whosoever be, husband or a wife, if they're not abiding the court's orders, then it's the biggest mistake which they do. They have to abide the court orders. There are parties which come to us saying that we didn't go on that day. Now we've been proceeded ex parte. We didn't file the paper. We was about to. We were asked to, but then we forgot it. So somehow आप अपने लिए खुद गड्ढा खोद रहे हो. आप अगर कोर्ट में आए हो या किसी तरह से लाए गए हो बिकॉज ऑफ द अदर पार्टीज हैज आस्क्ड यू टू अपेयर, then you have to abide the court, you have to abide the court orders. You should not run away from the litigation. If you are really not willing to fight the case in the court, then there is a second method, alternate method to get the matter settled. Get the matter settled in case if you do not. But sailing in the boat but not swimming also, not uh, it will make you down. वो आपको नीचे ही डुबाएगी. तो आपको गो विद द फ्लो होना चाहिए. यू शुड रिस्पेक्ट द कोर्ट्स, यू शुड रिस्पेक्ट द जजेस, यू शुड रिस्पेक्ट द लॉयर्स विद यू हु आर गाइडिंग यू. सो अगर आप उस हिसाब से चल रहे हो और आप झूठ नहीं बोलो. द सेकेंड मोस्ट थिंग इज यू शुड नॉट लाई टू अ लॉयर. यू शुड ऑलवेज से ऑल द फैक्ट्स टू द लॉयर, चाहे वो आपके फेवर में हो चाहे वो नहीं हो. क्योंकि अगर आपको पूरे क्लियर फैक्ट्स आपको नहीं पता होंगे तो ऑब्वियसली सेकेंड पार्टी विल रेज दैट फैक्ट, और कहीं ना कहीं वो कोर्ट में जब एक सस्पिशन क्रिएट करता है जज के नज़र में, और जब सस्पिशियस आता है ना नेचर, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं आपको परेशान करेगा ही करेगा. वो ऑर्डर में आएगा ही आएगा जो आपके अगेंस्ट होगा.
मैम, व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस फेस बाय द हस्बैंड्स फैमिली मेंबर्स? क्योंकि जब भी कोई वाइफ कंप्लेन फाइल करती है तो आजकल एक जनरल प्रैक्टिस हो गई है कि अपने इन-लॉज का सारी इन-लॉज का नाम वो इंक्लूड करा देती है कंप्लेन में. तो व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस फेस बाय देम?
Very good question, because generally हस्बैंड्स फील दैट कि इनको तो फ्री में 1 buy 1 get 1 और buy 1 get 4 वाला पैकेज, बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. इट टोटली डिपेंड्स अपॉन facts to facts and totally depend upon client to client also. There are person who are not willing to go into all this depth of litigation, and they are not chronic litigants जिनको ये है कि बस मुझे एक सेपरेशन चाहिए and I will seek only that, या मुझे सिर्फ मेंटेनेंस चाहिए, I will not go here and there for. But there are people who want to make other person into a problem issues, या उससे रिवेंज लेने की भावना जो होती है ना, उस चक्कर में लोग जो है केसेस फाइल करते हैं. बट आई ऑलवेज से दैट कि जब अगर आप एक उंगली किसी पे उठाते हो तो 4 उंगली आप पे भी उठती है. तो अगर आप किसी पे 4 केस फाइल कर रहे हो तो 4 केसेस को की हीट जो आपको भी जलाएगी. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ वो ही स्ट्रगल करेगा, कोर्ट में आएगा 4 केसेस में. उन 4 केसेस में आपको भी अपेयर होना पड़ेगा, फीस आपको भी देनी पड़ेगी. तो अल्टीमेटली बोथ आर सफरर्स, आप दोनों ही सफर करते हैं. बट हाँ, सेइंग दैट देयर इज अ वे दैट ऑब्वियसली लेडीज जो हैं सबको पार्टीज बनाते हैं. डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस लॉ ऐसा है जो ये कहता है कि अगर आप शेयर्ड हाउस होल्ड में रहे हैं और उस शेयर्ड हाउस होल्ड में बाकी सारे लोग भी रहे हैं तो आप उनको पार्टीज बना सकते हैं. अभी कुछ दिन पहले मैं न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रही थी कि किसी ने किसी की गर्लफ्रेंड को पार्टी बना लिया, किसी हस्बैंड की कोई गर्लफ्रेंड थी उसको पार्टी बनाया हुआ था. तो जज सेड कि शी हैज नेवर लिव्ड इन अ शेयर्ड हाउस होल्ड. So that is most important. You have to prove that you have lived in a shared household, not having a separate kitchen. तो और अब तो there is a judgment that if you have lived with in-laws in a matrimonial home, but then if you have shifted to a rented accommodation with your husband, so that now your shared household will become that rented accommodation. Then you will not be able to get your in-laws party to that case. So ऐसे भी judgments आ चुके हैं. So कोर्ट ऑल्सो नोज कि कहाँ अमेंडमेंट की जरूरत है, वो करते हैं. क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली अननेसेसरली ड्रैग किया जाता है पार्टीज का जिनका कोई एक इवॉल्व ही नहीं होता. मैरिड सिस्टर्स इन लॉ पार्टी बनाई जाती
राइट
है.
मैम.
सो उन सबको हटा दिया जाता है. जो आप बना रहे हो भले ही बना रहे हो, बट देन जजेस आर वेरी वेल अवेयर कि किसको नोटिस भेजना है किसको नहीं. और गलती से अगर नोटिस चला भी गया, देन द अदर पार्टी हैज definite right to go and file for an application to remove them from array of parties, and there are judgments of Supreme Court which support that. So generally you can do that, as it's not the way that there is no remedy to it.
मैम, जनरली ये भी देखा गया है कि कुछ ऐसा होता है, पैकेज ऑफ 5 केसेस, पैकेज ऑफ 4 केसेस. तो इसमें क्या क्या चीजें आती हैं, कौन कौन से केसेस एक वाइफ फाइल कर सकती है हस्बैंड के खिलाफ?
देखिए, वाइफ के पास मेंटेनेंस राइट्स हैं जो डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस में भी मिलते हैं, 125 में भी मिलते हैं. अगर सेक्शन 9 फाइल कर रखा है उसके साथ भी आप सेक्शन 24 की एप्लीकेशन मूव कर सकते हो. डिवोर्स मूव किया हुआ है तो उसके साथ आप मूव कर सकते हो. सो इन सब जगहों पे आप मूव कर सकते हो. विडो है तो एडॉप्शन एंड मेंटेनेंस में भी आप जा सकते हो. सो सीनियर सिटीजन है तो भी आप मांग सकते हो. इसमें स्पेसिफिकली वुमेन ओरिएंटेड बता रही हूँ. बाकी तो आप ये सारे हैं. इसके साथ साथ आपके पास जो है 498 बचता है जो आप वुमेन सेल में कंप्लेंट फाइल करते हैं, दैट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इफ नॉट सेटल्ड कन्वर्ट्स इनटू एफआईआर. सो दीज ऑल आर द केसेस व्हिच कैन बी फाइल्ड. बट नाउ क्योंकि फैमिली जब डिस्प्यूट होता है तो इट गोज बियॉन्ड द मेंटेनेंस, इट गोज इनटू प्रॉपर्टी डिस्प्यूट. तो जहाँ जो those people who are well off having a same company, directors in the same company, उनका मैटर एनसीएलटी में भी चला जाता है. और नहीं तो प्रॉपर्टी सेम होती है तो वहाँ प्रॉपर्टी सूट फॉर पार्टीशन भी फाइल कर दिया जाता है. बिनामी ट्रांजैक्शन तक में फाइल कर दिया जाता है कि हस्बैंड्स फाइल कर देते हैं कि मेरे वाइफ के नाम मैंने ही खरीदी थी, आई एम द ओनर, दो आई हैव फाइल्ड इट, आई हैव परचेज्ड इट इन हर नेम. सो डिक्लेरेशन मूव कर देते हैं कि सेल डीड को डिक्लेयर करा जाए नल एंड वॉइड. So there are n number of cases which can be filed, and even vice versa, husband की तरफ से आप divorce move कर सकते हो, partition suit move कर सकते हो, defamation move कर सकते हो. Generally होता ही है कि दोनों पार्टी एक दूसरे को डिफेम करती हैं matrimonial dispute जब होता है. उसमें यहाँ पे रेमेडी है that you can go and approach the defamation case against the party who is defaming you. So these all are the
मैम,
practices.
जो अपने बहुत सारे एक्ट्स हैं एंड उन सारे एक्ट्स के अंदर मेंटेनेंस के प्रोविजंस भी हैं. वाइफ सारे ही एक्ट्स के अंदर जितने भी मेंटेनेंस के प्रोविजन है सब में केस फाइल कर देती है. अगर एक पर्टिकुलर केस में उसे मेंटेनेंस कोर्ट दे देता है तो बाकी एक्ट्स के अंदर जो उसने केस फाइल किए होते हैं क्या उनको रोक दिया जाता है?
nahi, there is a law on that, and there is a judgment to that effect that anybody can file cases, and she can seek maintenance in all the cases, in all the provisions. 125 may simultaneously you can seek provision in DV also. So it's not the case that or it will not, any court will not bar you that you cannot seek maintenance if you have already got maintenance in DV. Might be the, because but there is a possibility that the court who will be giving us सुपीरियर मेंटेनेंस जिसकी ज़्यादा होगी, मैक्सिमम मेंटेनेंस जो मिनिमम होगी, कई बार वो एडजस्ट भी हो जा सकती है. बट हाँ, इसमें ये केस है कि आपको बताना पड़ता है कि दैट पर्टिकुलर कोर्ट हैज़ ऑलरेडी गिवन मी दैट मेंटेनेंस, और द अदर पार्टी माइट से दैट दिस court has already given her this maintenance. So now this thing has to be kept in mind while granting the second maintenance other court. So court might keep that in mind and grant some maintenance which can be adjusted to that effect, and at times it can be additional to that particular maintenance also. So it totally depends upon your facts and the judges also.
Ma'am, after divorce, what is the impact of it on both the parties as well as their children, if they have?
See, both the parties, I believe, they were fighting from ages at times. 13 13 साल, 5 5 7 7 साल हो जाते हैं लोगों को लड़ते हुए. मुझे तो लगता है उन्हें मुक्ति मिलती है. But हाँ, as far as the kids are concerned, they are the only sufferers, because both the parties fighting for egos actually end up nothing, only giving pain and agony to child only. बच्चों का मेन जो है, जो बेचारा परेशान रहता है या जिसके ऊपर एक सबसे ज़्यादा साइकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट आता है कि मेरे पेरेंट्स सेपरेट हो रहे हैं. सो दैट इज़ अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट डे when we see children are coming and meeting in children room with the father, or they are getting only one day in a week to have a conversation with the father. So that is very a sorrow moment for both all the family members, I believe. But then ultimately, that is a fate of that child, I believe, because nobody wants to get your nobody wants to change their ego, nobody wants to come to a settlement table. Then what will happen? Only that child will suffer, no?
Right, ma'am.
So you are just giving agony and pain to that particular child, and there are people who are unnecessarily fighting for custody for years and years. बच्चे बड़े हो जाते हैं पर उनकी कस्टडी की फाइट खत्म नहीं होती. सो ये चलता है, क्या कर सकते हैं.
मैम, अगर किसी कपल की शादी इंडिया में हुई है एंड फिर वो लेटर अब्रॉड जाके सेटल हो जाते हैं एंड वहाँ उनके बीच में फाइट स्टार्ट हो जाती है एंड उसके बाद वापस इंडिया आते हैं, तो उस केस में डाइवोर्स की प्रोसीडिंग कैसे फॉलो होती है एंड क्या उनको डिवोर्स अब्रॉड में लेना होता है या उन्हें इंडिया में ही लेना होता है क्योंकि उनकी शादी इंडिया में हुई है?
See, this is very interesting, wherein committee of courts would come into picture, which says that when you have a party, when one party in India and one party abroad, but both the parties have got a basic first jurisdiction at India only, because they got married in India, but then they were residing in abroad. But now one party has came back to India. So in that cases, what is the liberty which the both the parties have? सो इस चीज़ों में ये होता है कि अगर हस्बैंड ने बाहर से केस फाइल कर दिया सपोजिंगली, और यहाँ समन्स आते हैं इंडिया में, देन द वुमन डज नॉट वांट टू विश एंड टू कंटिन्यू द केस देयर इन अब्रॉड, बिकॉज देन शी हैज टू सबमिट टू द jurisdiction of the foreign court. Then in that case, if she doesn't want, then she could seek an anti-suit injunction, that is called a stay on the proceedings, not on the proceedings, basically stay on injunction to particular person, for restraining that particular person, the husband, for not proceeding and prosecuting case against the wife in the foreign court. So that anti-suit injunction can be granted against that person, not to the court, because one court cannot restrain the other court to not proceed. But a court can restrain a person not prosecuting the case which is filed in the foreign court. This kind of matter we have already done. There was a client from one the country. She came back to India with kids, and then we moved for an anti-suit injunction. We got an injunction. We got that matter stayed. He has filed two cases, divorce and custody guardianship case. But then sooner or later, since it was being restrained, so ultimately court asked them, either you come and file your case here. So there are so many things which got in between. By the time 482 were being filed for granting another stay on the proceedings, or so many things which happened in that matter. So what I'm saying is that court has the power, the Delhi High Court, or but only High Court has the power, because you go in writ for injunctions. So that you can go and seek injunction in the for restraining the man, for prosecuting the case, and the girl can file custody case, divorce case, DV case, 498 case from the India, and she can ask the man to come and प्रोसिक्यूट। अदरवाइज आपको पता ही, अगर आप बाहर के रहने वाले हो और आप नहीं आते हो, तो यहाँ पे आपको वो करा जा, आपका पासपोर्ट इम्पाउंड हो जाता है, या जब आप आते हो तो एम्बेसी में आप कंप्लेन करा सकते हो व्हेन एवर ही विल स्टेप इनटू द इंडिया, बिकॉज नाउ वन क्रिमिनल केस इज पेंडिंग अगेंस्ट हिम। सो अल्टीमेटली आप बहुत सारी चीज़ें करा सकते हो उसकी, अगर उसकी तो फैमिली अगर यहाँ है लड़के की सपोजिंगली, तो आप उनको पार्टी बना लेते हैं। लेकिन जिस केसेस में बाहर के सीनियर, बाहर का ही सिटीजन हो जाए, वहाँ देयर इज डिफिकल्टी। अगर आप बिल्कुल बाहर सिटीजनशिप आपने इंडिया की छोड़ दी और बाहर रह रहे हो, then it's difficult to drag somebody. But still I believe, because if you have a marriage happened in this India, so you have that jurisdiction that you can proceed cases. But then again, I would always say it is not that the precedent which is set here that ऐसा हो सकता है. It depends upon facts to facts. There are cases where court has passed a mirror judgment saying that ordering the wife to go to the foreign country with the two children. So court has filed because the man got a judgment in foreign court, decree in foreign court in his favor. However, the woman did not had a anti-suit injunction by that time, and in that case, since court said that you've already got that decree in your favor, and this has not been stayed also, then there is no point of making the case more into picture. So they have passed a mirror judgment saying that what the foreign court has said. So these are the different aspects wherein international courts are being involved, international law are being involved, and this is how we practice. It depends upon case to cases.
Ma'am, would you like to tell us about any interesting case which you have handled?
Yeah, I would say that now, since this is one of the example which I was saying, that we have handled this case. The other example I would say is that there are people who are now making children as a pawn in the particular dispute. At times there are fake cases which is being filed from the hands of the children against the father. So there are so many things which when we see into the fact, we really feel that this is something very ugly. People are extending rape allegations against the brother-in-laws of the husband, and father-in-law of the father-in-law. So these kind of cases at times become nasty and dirty. Look, 8 साल, there is a case wherein I fight from the district level till the Supreme Court, and that matter was reported by the name of Manish and Sandhya, wherein we fight a divorce matter in divorce Dwarka against the wife, and the wife has filed a section 9 against the husband. Both the matters were dismissed by the Dwarka family court. We went in appeal to that divorce order, and the other party also went in appeal. Then in that particular case, we have filed a judgment saying that this matter has been irretrievably broken down. There is a clause which says that irretrievable breakdown of marriage, where the marriage has been broken beyond repair and it cannot be repaired. Has been broken down, and this is not a clause as of now in Hindu Marriage Act. It is not a ground, but the court in our case, after making the court convinced and giving the important judgment to that effect, that the parties are litigating from past 8 years, and they have just stayed for 6 months. Do you believe? Only 6 months they have stayed, and from past 8 years they have been litigating. So court has accepted this and has made our divorce, granted our divorce from a double bench in High Court, and then get that the judgment was reported and it came into newspapers. But the other girl didn't stop here. She went into Supreme Court. Now Supreme Court has asked what to do, since alimony was not being given in that matter, only divorce was being given. Unfortunately, this man has expired by the time matter went in Supreme Court, the man who got the divorce, so my client. So it was a very sorry fate for that particular man, because he fought for 8 9 years, and finally he got divorced from the double bench of high court. But then he got expired and the matter almost खत्म ही हो गया, फिर तो कुछ बचा ही नहीं, इंसान ही नहीं बचा, तो मैटर क्या बचता. So
मैम
these are the very interesting cases.
बहुत सारे केसेस में मैंने ये भी देखा है कि जब केस फाइल होता है तब उनके किड्स बहुत स्मॉल होते हैं, एंड उसके बाद जब केस लास्ट स्टेज पे होता है तब उन बच्चों की शादी भी हो जाती है.
हाँ, ये बहुत बहुत कॉमन है. हम तो वी आर सीइंग पीपल फाइटिंग टाइम्स 10 साल, 5 साल, 6 साल. तभी मैंने ये कहा आपको कि मीडिएशन प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. अब क्योंकि इट्स एवरी फैमिली कोर्ट हैज डेडिकेटेड मीडिएशन. पहले फैमिली कोर्ट्स ही नहीं थे, दे ऑल वर गवर्निंग अंडर हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट. आप नॉर्मल कोर्ट में मैटर लगता था, अब दे हैव अ डेडिकेटेड फैमिली कोर्ट्स. So they are taking care of matter explicitly only of the family courts in nature. They are family disputes in nature. So now, since they have a dedicated courts, they have a dedicated funeral room, counseling rooms. So it actually gives more and more opportunities to get the matter settled rather than it was earlier. It was not that. Now environment is also very good there. अब वहाँ बच्चा भी ला रहे हो तो आपको वहीं पे आपको क्रिमिनल कोर्ट्स नहीं है कि क्रिमिनल वहीं से निकल रहे हैं. तो कहीं ना कहीं एक गलत इन्वायरमेंट होता था उस टाइम. फैमिलीज ही लड़कर कोर्ट जा रही हैं, दे आर नॉट क्रिमिनल्स, दे आर ओनली जस्ट दे आर हैविंग अ डिस्प्यूट. और जो अब इसलिए इसको डेडिकेटेडली फैमिली कोर्ट एक्ट बना, उससे बहुत एक मेजर चेंज हम सोसाइटी में देखे हैं, लॉ में भी देखा है हमने.
मैम जो सिविल केसेस होते हैं वो तो मान लीजिए सेटल हो गए डिवोर्स प्रोसीडिंग्स में, लेकिन जो क्रिमिनल केसेस होते हैं और वो कंपाउंडिंग केसेस भी नहीं है, तो वो कैसे सेटल होते हैं?
See, I can only say that it depends upon facts to facts here, Amit, because at times courts do quash the criminal proceedings also if they believe that there is nothing left in the criminal proceedings to carry on. There are cases where wife have been making allegations of rape against the in-laws or some XYZ, but then now they've started living together. What would actually benefit the society also if that particular rape case is pending? If everything is settled down, so judges are giving very good coming up with very good precedents, setting up precedents in the society, that if say, these things are happening, and at times they do not allow also. At times that goes POXO goes, supposedly POXO act is there on the husband against the daughter. So at times वो आपका सेटल हुआ है लेकिन वो पॉक्सो चलाएंगे, वो नहीं, because criminal, any crime which is happened is not against the particular woman, it is a particular person, it is against the society. That's what the court believe, and that is why they don't want to compound the kind of cases. But at times I believe there are facts to facts. Again I say that because अब हमने देखा है कि कोर्ट में हर मैटर डिपेंड करता है आप उस मैटर में क्या फैक्ट्स हैं. तो अगर लगता है कोर्ट्स को, कोर्ट फील दैट एंड देयर आर जजमेंट्स व्हिच आर प्रो एंड अगेंस्ट आल्सो, सो कोर्ट डू कंपाउंड एंड डू क्वैश दैट केसेस.
मैम अगर एक केस सेटल हो गया है एंड उसमें हस्बैंड ने वाइफ को मेंटेनेंस या एलिमनी जो भी है दे दिया है, एलिमनी दे दी है, एंड उसके बाद वाइफ केस वापस नहीं लेती है एंड कोई और केस फाइल कर देती है या कुछ भी, तो उस केस में क्या होता है?
सेटल हो गया अगर,
हाँ अगर सेटल हो
तो
गया
ऑब्वियसली दैट इज अ कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट. बिकॉज नाउ मीडिएशन में जो भी अगर सेटल हो रहा है, जो भी कोर्ट अनेक्स्ड मीडिएशंस हैं, दे हैव द सैंक्टिटी, दे इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ यू आर राइटिंग योर ओन डिक्री. So anything, if you are signing to it, you are adhering that particular agreement, which is signed by a court annexed mediation, and then settlement has been come up in the court as an exhibit, and you are now you have to adhere it. Otherwise, it is a contempt of court. You cannot do that. And if you're doing it, that you have to face the tunes to that. You have a full liberty. The other party has the full liberty, who is not at fault, who is not at default. The other party who is at default has to face the contempt proceedings.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming to our show and
No,
giving
no.
us your valuable time.
Pleasure is mine. It has always been a topic very close to me, and I always believe that whatever information and knowledge we have gained in these 16 years of our experience, we can give to others also. And as I said, it's a never ending process, and it's a never ending, it's a learning process till the last breath of our life.